So I would like to make a motion to table this until
No.
we discuss this. I can put a motion up to
You're gonna table everything?
I'm making a motion
Are you gonna table everything?
until I start knowing before I
Well,
come here.
you ought to come up to Borough Hall once in a while and find out what's going on.
I do.
So there's
I
that.
do.
Alright.
Are you finished your discussion?
Go ahead.
I make a
All right.
motion for us
Go
to
ahead.
table it.
All
Okay,
right, is there a second on the motion?
I second.
okay. Let's vote
Vote
on
on
that.
the motion to
Let's
table.
vote on that to table it.
Mrs. Williams,
Yes.
Mrs. Van Auken,
Yes.
Mrs. Prey,
Yes.
Mr. Muser,
No.
Mr. Brundage, Mrs. Kamara, Mr. Lesher.
No.
Motion fails 4-3.
So
Now
now
the
there's a vote
motion
on
is
the
still
motion
there.
to approve
Okay,
the housing of prisoners in Sharon
to
Hill.
take that vote?
Yes.
Thank you.
Can I have discussion on this here?
Go ahead.
Discussion. We did
No,
it.
you can discuss it.
Can you tell me what the,
Prices, I want prices.
I can answer that,
mean,
Mr.
can we
President.
answer- I would like Mr. Muser.
Ms. Brown can answer that.
I
She
would
has
like
done
you
the,
to know, I would
I
like
paid
you
the
as the
bills.
president to give me that answer.
what
How
is the
much are we
cost? How much we
paying?
paying, Ms.
How
Brown?
much are
It
we
depends,
paying?
the answer was given at the last council meeting,
Right.
Mr.
How much,
President.
I know.
when we
Now,
started out with
It
this.
depends on how many prisoners are housed in Sharon Hill.
Okay.
How
If
much
there are
are they
other
per
towns
prisoner?
housed there prior to our prisoners, then we don't pay anything. We pay zero.
Okay.
If we are the only police department there that houses our prisoners, then we pay the hourly turnkey
Okay.
salary, which I
There you
believe
go.
is $13.63 an
So
hour.
if
I could
we-
be a
if-
few cents off.
Excuse me, President.
That's
Go
what
ahead,
the
Ms. Wright.
agreement
Go
is.
ahead.
If that
was
is so
discussed at the
true,
last meeting.
President Muser, we just passed another thing which has a contract with it and we haven't looked at it. Because she's saying one thing, so where is that all written down? We just passed something that we have no contract.
You have a
on.
copy of it.
No, oh, but
put it-
I have another question. Did
Put it
anybody
to you this
as a
way.
council person, did you get,
Put it-
did you get
Watch
a
this.
copy of the
Any more questions on
contract
the
that
motion?
y'all just voted
She's
on?
not
I'm just-
answering
listen.
questions. There's a
Excuse
question
me,
on the
Dorothy.
motion.
Listen,
Question on the motion.
listen to me. May I speak?
Any more
When
questions?
it first
Finish out the
came up, We
motion.
was told we was in negotiations. Now we went from
It's
negotiations.
cheaper than having them sent to Sharon Hill.
We going in negotiations and then this is a contract and we just voted on a contract and we
Okay,
don't know
that's
what
it.
it
That's
is.
all right.
Go ahead,
Any other
let's go
questions?
ahead. Any other question? Let's go. Come on.
And it was actually pretty cheap for
Yeah.
the time it was
Well, you
involved.
know what?
Roll
We
call.
have a whole
The motion
discussion
on the
that you
floor
can't-
currently is to approve the Colwyn Police Department housing the prisoners in Sharon Hill. Roll call vote. Mrs. Williams.
you already did that.
No.
We did motion to
No,
table.
the motion to table.
So now
we're
this is the
running.
motion to approve. Mrs. Williams. Mrs. Van Auken.
No.
Mrs. Prey.
No.
Mr. Muser.
Yes.
Mr. Brundage.
Yes.
Mrs. Kamara. Mr. Lesher.
Yes.
Motion
Motion
passes
passes.
4-3. Thank you. Next motion. Motion to appoint Delaware County Animal Control, which everybody is familiar with. If you're not, you live in a cave. Located in Colwyn as the official Colwyn Animal Control Company.
Is there a motion?
Excuse me,
What is actually?
Wait a minute.
Wait, there's,
Wait a
that's the agenda item.
Yes.
Someone would need to make. a
Ron
motion to
Monreal.
Approve it.
Make the motion?
Do we have a motion to
Is there a second
approve?
on the
This
motion?
much needed service.
Yes.
Who, I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Mr.
Jesse
Brundage.
Brundage.
Mr.
Second.
Brundage, is there a second?
I gotta know a little bit more about what he's doing.
Okay, where's the contract on that?
The contract was given to you guys
We need to
last
start
month.
discussing
The
this stuff.
fee is $125 a month. It's, actually, we owe them.
No, we didn't.
We owe them a lot of money, almost over $1,000,
No, we
and
don't.
they
No, we
wiped
don't.
out.
President, can I?
They
can I-
wiped out our
Mr. President,
2013 bills.
Mr. Brundage made the motion.
Yes.
You have to call whether or not there's a second on the
Second.
motion.
Second on the
And then
motion.
question it.
Before the.
Then we'll have
discussion.
questions.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay.
Now that there's a second.
Now we have a second. Now we
Now you
have
go for
questions on the
questions.
Discussion
motion.
on the motion.
Discussions on the motion.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Ms. Prey.
We have a contract with Delaware County out in Chester for where we pay $1,200, $50 a year.
Right.
So why do we have to pay somebody to pick up something to take out there, then we're gonna pay, we get a $500 credit.
Right.
So after that, we're paying $250 for him to them, and then we're gonna pay him too?
Right.
Where is his contract?
Well-
I can clarify, Mr. President, if
ahead,
I
Mr.
could. I
Solicitor.
can clarify part of.
And we had a animal control.
Okay, I can clarify part of Ms. Praise. The $250 per animal that is charged by the Delaware County Animal Protection Board is for housing the animal at the Chester
I
County
already know
SPCA.
that,
All
I know
right.
that.
This is not the same.
I know that, I know what this is.
Now,
This
you're saying
is
you
for
already-
somebody to pick
Now,
up.
you said that somebody's already, we're already paying for the service. This is a
No, I
different
said we're
service.
already paying for a service.
All right.
and that's a
You have to get
different-
the
and we
animal
pay-
from here to Chester County.
All right, so we gotta pay him to take it from here to Chester County.
Correct.
Then when you get over the first two animals, you're gonna have to pay them $250.
Correct.
Secondly, I don't know how we owe him $1,000 when he hasn't been working in this borough in the last 3 years. Because we went to that, and our new contract that we got, because all of the cats
Is
and
that a
stuff.
question? Is that a
No,
question?
because you ain't know
It's not a
something.
question.
Government don't start when y'all got sworn in. There was government going on before y'all got here. No one asked us about anything that was going on before y'all got here. So,
What is the
so
question?
the
So what
only
is your
chance-
question?
It's a discussion. It's a discussion.
I recognize you with a question on the motion.
No, you
Yeah, ask me a
recognize me with a
question.
discussion.
What is your question?
I don't have a question, I'm
Then
discussing.
go with the
We
vote, go with the
supposed to
vote.
discuss
Go with
this.
the vote.
We're
Okay?
supposed
Call
to
for the
discuss
vote.
this. We're supposed to discuss
Call
this.
for the vote. Any
And
other
the
questions on the
bottom
motion?
line
If
to
not,
this, and I'm not getting upset, the bottom
other
line to
questions?
this is, this
Any
has
other
got
questions?
two contracts
Any other
with it.
questions?
Two contracts with it.
Is there any other
We didn't
questions?
have him because we were being
Oh,
charged.
okay.
Picking up animals somewhere else. Picking up
All right. Any other
No,
questions?
We're discussing, this is what we're discussing.
question.
This is
Pat,
what
question.
Go
we're
ahead, Patricia.
discussing.
Was she finished?
I don't know. Well, I'm gonna shut her down. Go
No,
ahead.
I'm discussing, this is what we're supposed to do.
I recognize you. I recognize
You
the question on the
recognize me, the
motion.
discussion.
What is your question?
It was not a question, it was a
Then put the
discussion.
question on the motion.
Do
You
you
can't
know
have
what
a
the
comment on the
discussion
motion. You
is?
have to have-
This is
I
what-
asked you if you had a question on the motion. We had a
You are
motion.
violating my civil rights.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
I'm
you
not
are,
civil-
because
yeah.
we're supposed to be
What
discussing.
is your discussion?
My discussion-
what is your question or discussion? Yeah.
Scream at
on the
me,
motion.
don't scream
Stop
I'm
at
not
me.
screaming
Stop
at
it.
you. I'm asking you to state
I'm
what your discussion is.
saying, my discussion is, where's the contract for this? What are we gonna be picking up? Because there's so many cats around here that they could be picking up cats, and that becomes very expensive. That was one of the reasons we got rid of animal control in the first place. Because from Second and Colwyn, we had over 40 cats taken before they moved out there. So what was decided was, we don't pick up cats, because there's so many of them.
And get them
They-
fixed.
Right, so the bottom line is, we had an animal control that came out when we had wildlife problems, like for
Let me read this.
possums.
No,
me
that,
read
because
that.
that's something totally
Foxes.
different.
Well, we're on the
No.
same.
And that's where most of the boroughs went,
gonna get it
because
sprayed.
with animal control, we don't even know how much
Money,
he's
we're gonna get it
charging us to take these animals. But we're sitting here again. We've already gave one contract to Sharon Hill, and we have no idea of what is in that contract.
Okay.
Now we're getting ready to vote to give somebody else a contract. On top of that, we don't owe him no $1,000.
He's not collecting from what I
Oh
understand.
my God, that's correct. That's
Excuse
correct.
me,
Excuse
Fred-
And they've
Fred-
already
Fred-
done us,
first-
they've already
first-
taken raccoons.
First of all,
Mr. President,
Freddie,
may I
First
address
of all, Freddie,
some of this?
why do we
Go ahead.
keep coming to the
Could
table
you
with
tell me
this
how
stuff?
I have the floor then to
We,
address
no,
the
we,
question?
Miss Paul, why are we coming to the table
Can
with
I-
all these contracts and we don't know what's in them?
'Cause we
And
haven't
then-
done business in 3
excuse me,
months.
I'm talking to a fellow council person.
Mr. President, can
How
I?
are we putting all these contracts into place and we don't know how much they're costing us? this is going to be very expensive if
I
you
can answer
don't
this question.
Yeah.
name what you want and what you don't want.
So,
Now,
so the question
no,
is,
it's not a
don't put
question.
your hand up to me. Don't.
Yeah, stop it, come on.
He asked me, it's a discussion,
question
John.
is-
Paul can answer the
John, it's a
question, Mr.
discussion.
And your
Solicitor.
question is,
John-
what are the terms of the contract? Is that right?
No, no, that was not my only question.
Okay.
My questions were, and I'm discussing them. It's not a question.
Your
you can-
discussion should be addressed to the president.
Yeah.
Discussion
Right.
can be addressed to everybody at this.
No, it's to the president.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It can be this. We can.
Listen,
You
then
can
rule
tell
out
me.
of order.
Hold up.
Rule
Now
out of
I have a
Don't
question.
put your hand up to me.
I have a question. John, don't scream
Out of
at me.
order.
I'm
Gonna
not
be
screaming.
escorted out
Okay,
in a
then
minute.
if I give you respect, I give you respect. So
I give
now,
you very much
excuse
respect.
me. Now we can't talk to each other.
Point of order, Mr. President.
Now we
Point of
can't
order.
talk to each other at.
Point of order.
Stop.
What is your
First of all,
question?
she's an employee.
I understand.
Everything
You're
you
going to
open
say
your
whatever
mouth.
it is you want.
Point of order.
What is your
I am, because
question?
you know what? As the lawyer and as the solicitor, you should want to hear what was
Point of
going
order,
on
Mr.
as well as what's going
President.
down.
I'm
She
like,
can, Paul, Jeanette, she can answer your question. Go ahead, answer her
The
question.
contract was provided
Yes, she
to
can.
every
No,
single
it wasn't.
council person.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was, last month.
When
It was
are we gonna
copied
start? I
and
have
put in
another
everyone's
question.
folder.
When
It
are we gonna
explicitly
start?
explains
When
that
are we
they
gonna-
forgave all of the
Excuse me.
past
She
bills
cut me off.
that were
I
never
was not
paid
explaining
from
to you.
Colwyn.
Excuse me.
The
when-
fee is for $125 a month. They
Counsel.
patrol our borough. They have already helped us out and taken a rabid raccoon out of the Colwyn Elementary School that was traumatizing the children there.
Because
This is why you need animal control.
we
You can't
had
just,
animal control.
you can't just
We
have
had
the
animal
Delaware County
control.
Protection Board where you
We
take your
had-
animals to.
we-
They will not take animals out unless we call them and ask them to
Mr.
remove
Salami was in
an
the United
animal.
States of America.
Everyone has
Excuse
the
me.
contract for
Our
$125 a month.
We had
Sorry, they also rescued a
We
boxer
had-
table
excuse
from the
me.
Colwyn Swim Club
Excuse me.
that still has still water in it.
Paul, my motion, please.
Go ahead. Let's vote on the
Excuse me,
motion.
you can't do that. We not finished discussion. No, you can't, because Pat has a question. Go ahead.
You're calling the motion.
Pat has a
Pat
question.
has a question.
Pat has a question.
Pat had a question.
There's a motion to call the question. That takes precedence.
Pat has a question.
Wait a minute, go ahead, Patricia, I recognize you next. Go ahead, Patricia Williams.
All I was trying to find out is
Right.
what are we paying the animal control? And again, you need to call your wife out of order because I
Ruthie,
did
be
not
quiet.
hear
Mrs.
that she was
Muser?
quiet.
Be quiet.
Talking about me?
Yes, be quiet. Damn it.
Okay?
I'm gonna end this meeting.
And
I'm not in the mood tonight.
come on, guys.
Stop it, Ruthie.
Okay.
I didn't do anything.
Go ahead, Patricia.
my question was,
Right.
we're voting on another contract here.
Right.
We done got ourselves in enough trouble with
Yeah, I
contracts.
know, I know.
Yes.
Well,
And I expect our solicitor to verify that we're doing the right thing with these contracts.
he's a local man, he does good work.
Was it put out for a
Paul,
bid?
he can
doesn't-
speak for himself.
Go ahead.
please.
Did they have to
Go
go out for
ahead.
bid?
No, they don't have to go off a bid.
No.
We should be making the contracts up. We
Okay.
should be sitting down in a room talking about what these contracts are.
You had it for a month and a half.
Excuse me. Council is the one that has the power
Okay,
to do
motion-
this
there's a
stuff.
motion on the floor.
It's the same way
There's a
with this
motion on the floor.
contract with Sharon Hill. We don't see the contract.
Motion on the floor.
And my next question is, okay.
Go ahead.
Paul Muser.
Yes.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Can you tell me why we call you president when Mrs. Brown is the president here to tell
You
you
can call
I'm
me
not the
anything you
president.
want. I'm
I'm
just
not
a
the
councilman,
president.
I run the meetings.
You don't run the meeting.
I
She's
run the
telling you
meetings.
Yes, he does.
That's all, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
think
do.
she's speaking more than you. Her lips
right.
need to be zipped until it's,
Yeah.
she's told
Again,
spoken.
Paul,
Okay.
motion on the floor, please.
Motion on the floor, let's vote
What
on
it
it.
is.
There's a
Motion was
to
second.
call the question, which takes precedence over the discussion.
Okay,
So is there a second to the motion to call the
yes.
question?
The motion was already made and seconded.
Yeah,
Right.
I second, that's
Yeah,
my
let's-
question.
So there's a
So
motion to call the question that's
Contract
seconded. Is there a vote on the motion to call the question?
Judges, can I ask one question?
Go ahead, Mr. Lesser.
Does he just go around, he just doesn't go collect, if a raccoon isn't rabid or something like that, he just doesn't go collect a
Right,
raccoon?
we get phone calls like at the Borough Hall, like the teachers at the school called us every day. They were terrified, they couldn't let the kids out because there was a raccoon out during the day. which is very dangerous.
Yeah, I just.
So,
He charges-
and sometimes, the police will call if they, have a vicious dog or something. They just don't go around collecting, so it's not gonna be a big
Every-
bill.
every-
It's only like if we call for
That's what
assistance.
I just don't want somebody to kind of take it in their head, like, every animal I see, I'm gonna pick up and I'm gonna
No,
get paid for
and
it.
only
That's what
like
was done the
residents,
last
if
time.
residents
Most-
call the police,
Right.
then the police will go and the police will respond and the police will decide whether or not animal control
I mean, I used to,
should be
when I had an apple
called.
tree, I used to get 3 raccoons come in my yard every night. To me, it wasn't a problem, but to other people, they might have called on it, you know?
He's gonna
Yeah,
charge
no,
that
they won't,
person
they
if it's
won't
not
come
on
out,
public
they will only
property.
come out if
He's
we
gonna
call
charge that
or the
person.
Yeah, I
police
never
ask for
called. I just
assistance.
used to
Yeah.
let them eat my
What is the deal,
apples.
what is the deal about the cats?
If there's a
Because I think
complaint,
everybody got a,
But
Oh,
if
yeah.
that's what's going, I mean, but
We
is
had,
that,
we had
if,
ordinance in place.
we
You got
had an
Mr.
ordinance in place.
We had,
That's
what's your
what
name
you
used to
got.
pick the cats up, Mr. Rutland and his wife used to go
Yeah.
around and pick the cats up and
Correct.
get them fixed, and I pay to have a lot of cats fixed in the
I
neighborhood.
still contribute to his
But
funds.
this is what I'm saying, if this, without us knowing what's in this contract, if they go around and you know how many cats there is, we're gonna be paying 2 different ways, that's all I want y'all
Well,
to
I-
see. We gotta pay
if-
for it.
if a resident calls-
Excuse me, I'm talking to council.
Okay.
Go
Do
ahead.
not.
Finish
I
up.
just
Come
want
on.
y'all
The
to
resident
see
gets
that
charged.
we're paying two ways
Not
for
the borough.
animal control. We need to know what's in that contract.
You
If
have it.
Cats being put in there, we should be
Talk about
sitting down
yourself.
talking about these
I
things.
think
You
maybe
have
we
it.
should.
You have the contract. You have
and on
it.
4th Street, that's all you got is cats.
And
You
that's
have it.
$250
That's all you got.
every time you go out there.
Well, I mean,
No, it's
That's
not.
$200
No, it's
every
not.
time. It is. That's what the contract is for the
That's
shelter.
if they take it out there.
That-
Delaware County Animal Control takes
They
cats to
wanna
Home
take it out.
Depot, okay, because Home Depot takes cats and
Let's go.
they like them to come in and patrol their stores at nighttime and get rid of the mice.
We should be
So
looking
you're not
at the
paying
contract.
$250 every time they pick an animal. You have the contract, you have had the
Right
contract
now,
for over a month
The
now.
contract before this one
So I believe
was
there's a
only
motion on the
if there
floor
were a
to
wild
approve
animal
the
coming
contract.
in, because
Yeah, it
we
was
have so
motion-
many domestic
motion made,
animals.
seconded.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
telling
okay
you,
with
So
it.
this
All right.
contract is gonna
So
cost
the
y'all
question's
big
over?
time.
Let's go.
Mr. President,
Yes,
there-
Mr.
there-
Solicitor.
There's a motion on the floor to
Yes.
call the question, which means that discussion would stop and you would vote on whether or not you want to approve the contract.
That's correct. All
So you
right.
first have to vote on Mr. Brundich's motion to call the question.
Okay.
Mrs. Williams,
No.
Who's calling the question?
Mrs.
Is this on?
I'm
call the
totally
question.
confused now.
Okay, let me clarify.
Explain this in little
We're
words.
voting
Put
on
your
this.
hand down.
Now, the motion